Well, they didn't have my fucking orange juice.
No.
It was a terrible
It's
day.
not even orange juice. You like stupid fruit punch or tropical punch, whatever the hell it is.
It's delicious.
It's disgusting.
They don't have it.
No.
And I'm upset. I want to speak to the manager.
Okay, Chad.
Yeah, that's what isn't that what they came up with for the
Chad.
the male version of Karen is Chad.
Yeah, it's like Chad, Brent, and something else.
Brent.
I can't remember.
We could talk about that one. Anyways, back to our discussion about CrossFit. What, you going that way?
No.
Okay. So the problem is, even if you put Dave Castro in charge, Dave Castro is just an extension of Greg Glassman. Greg Glassman still owns the company.
Yes, 100%.
What do you think? Greg Glassman is going to hand the entire company over to Dave Castro, and Greg Glassman is going to have no influence over how CrossFit is run? That's not what's going to happen. I can absolutely promise you that. You are going to still have Greg Glassman with a puppet, a figurehead that is Dave Castro. That's how that's going to roll.
Puppet.
I can absolutely promise you that's how things are going to work. So, listen, there's been a lot of problems going on there for many years. And like I said, Glassman has just not run this very well or very smart. So, Lindsay's gonna go get her food. And I'm gonna keep talking to you. So, I'm gonna walk though, because, you know, that's what we do here. I just don't like standing in one place while I'm out here filming, because people think that you're fucking weird because you got a fucking camera. Anyways, I mean, it is weird. But here's the deal. All that they have to do is come up with something new. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, Jason Kalipa and Rich Froning are already working on this. And this is what I would do if I were in their position. I think Kalipa has, it's like NC Fit or MC Fit or something like that, but it doesn't stand for North Carolina. I can't remember what it stands for. But, oh, North Cal, sorry, or NorCal. I think, I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken. So the problem is, all they have to do is come up with something new. It's not a problem, sorry. I was gonna say something else. I think Kalipa had like 20 gyms already under NC or whatever his brand is. Listen, the CrossFit affiliation fee is $3,000 a year. All Kalipa has to do is put his affiliation fee at $1,000 a year, and you'll have how many thousands of gyms signing on to it. That's all you have to do. You destroy them on price. That's what I would do. You do $1,000 for the first year, and then $1,500 for the second year, and then $2,000 a year after that. Simple, right? Get people on that stepped payment program, and then just destroy whatever Glassman and Castro are about to do. It's so simple. That's all they have to do. And that's what I would do if I were them. How to change things. Listen, the whole, one of the biggest problems they had the past 2 years is, right, they got rid of regionals, and I mean, the problem was it was too big. And we knew people here in Charlotte that were going to regionals. And the problem is that even regionals is like enormous. But just to get into regionals, you just about have to be the best of the best. But You don't realize how many people are out there that are at that level. It's a massive number of people. But you know, the open workouts, dude, how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people participated in the open workouts? And you know, you still have the open, but you know, you got rid of regionals and all this other stuff. Now they've got, you know, the Rogue Invitational. You got to think they've got Wadapalooza, Granite Games. There's a whole bunch of them. And I think those things still need to exist. And I think those things will still be successful. I think that the Rogue Invitational and Granite Games and Wadapalooza will still be huge events. They're just not going to have that CrossFit name behind them. I would distance myself from that CrossFit name as far and as fast as humanly possible, which a lot of gyms are doing. And you got to think, it's going to save you $3,000 a year. You know, are you really getting that $3,000 a year back just to get more people in the door? One of our biggest, not gripes or complaints, but our biggest issues, I guess you would say, behind the whole, like the word itself, CrossFit. Listen, just because you do a workout with squats and pull-ups and overhead presses and kettlebell snatches and box jumps and an air bike, that's not special. You know, functional fitness is not, you can't copyright it. You can't trademark it. You can't patent it. Like, it's just exercise. It's functional fitness. Like, you're not special just because you put some shit into a workout in a 21-15-9 protocol for time. Like, the specialty behind it is that you made it into a competition. That's the only thing that you did that was special. You know, before CrossFit, there wasn't a huge amount of, you know, competition unless it was a specialized sport. If you did, you know, Olympic lifting, you did, you know, snatch, clean and jerk. If you, you know, did powerlifting, you did squat, bench, and deadlift. If you were a rower, you rowed. There's no patent or magic formula behind putting those things all together. What became functional fitness as a sport was when you put those things together for time. So when you put it together for time, that's when things got special, because you know, when you put it together for time, then you're competing for, you know, the fastest time or the most reps within a time. That right there is what was special about CrossFit. People like to compete, and
Heck yes, they do.
yeah, look who's back.
I had a free sub and drink.
Oh, you got it for
If
free.
you sign up for Jersey Mike's email list, you can get a free sub and a free drink for your birthday, but the coupon's good for a year, so.
Oh, nothing beats free shit.
Oh shit, we're getting older.
Yeah.
Just wait till we're like really old. AARP that shit.
AARP. I got a few more years before I get there, so don't start down that path, all right? So,
Yeah, like 25.
you know, the special thing behind CrossFit was the competitive aspect. It wasn't necessarily the functional fitness aspect.
Yourself.
It wasn't the, you know, oh, you put together, you know, a row, a run, and kettlebell swings. Yay! Like, that's not fucking special. What was special was developing the community and, you know, making it into a competition and then standardizing that workout so everybody did the same workout and then everybody compared, you know, how fast they did it. That's what was special about it. But you know, once it became a thing where my next issue was once it became a thing where
Games.
you were putting in, well, the games is a whole nother topic, which I kind of talked about while you were ordering your food. When you made the prescribed weights just ridiculous, you know, only the top 1% could achieve that, then, you know, you run into problems with people, you know, trying to emulate that and getting injured, or, you know, people left feeling like shit because they couldn't do the prescribed weight, you know, things like that. You run into some issues with that, but the next problem is, and this is, I talked to Lindsay's coach, Scott Shetler, about this years ago. We ran into some joker outside of Charlotte who is claiming to be like this West Side coach and blah, blah, blah.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Who you're talking about.
And he does really stupid shit. And
Yes.
it's stupid shit that
Doesn't do anything.
doesn't really help his people. And if Louis Seamans saw the shit that he was doing, he would tear this guy a new ass.
Yeah.
So
It would be glorious to see.
we sent something about this to Lindsay's coach. This is like a year or two ago.
It was only a couple months ago.
Well, yeah.
It was within a year.
Yeah, within a year ago. And Scott told us that Westside used to have an affiliation program, just like CrossFit, and you could be an official Westside gym. The problem was stupid people doing stupid shit made the entire brand look bad. And Scott said this is why Louis got rid of the Westside affiliation program, because of idiots like the guy that we saw. So this is the problem with affiliation, and this is the problem with CrossFit. So now every CrossFit takes the brunt of bad programming, people getting injured, people doing dumb shit, pushing people to do way too heavy weight, way too fast. And now the entire brand has been ruined because their leader is a fucking idiot. So
Didn't know when to shut his mouth. Or
yeah,
turn his fucking phone off.
all he had to do was keep his mouth shut
And his phone off.
and not say anything. And none
Turn
of
his
it.
phone off.
Right. Like, just shut up. Just don't say anything. But he's too fucking big-headed, and this is what happens when people's egos get too big and they think that they're king shit, is that they can say anything they want and do anything they want and get away with it. Now your entire fucking brand is ruined. So now how many gyms have wasted thousands of dollars on this affiliation? And this is what Scott said.
And their own personal hours.
Right.
And time.
This is what Scott said. He never did any affiliations, including even the Westside one, because, you know, listen, a lot of people that are in the Westside community do drugs, and everybody knows it. Listen, it's not a big deal because most people in that community are pretty open about it, like we all know. And it's okay, and nobody cares. But if we did the Westside affiliation and it was still available, then we run into that thing where, you know, people might assume that we are doing drugs as well. So what Scott's point was, anything that happens at the headquarter level or anywhere in the community, the entire community takes the brunt of that. Now, on the flip side, the good part is CrossFit has gotten a lot of people into fitness. CrossFit helped a lot of people get into Olympic lifting or powerlifting. Hell, CrossFit has even gotten people into kettlebell sport. So CrossFit's done a lot of good, and I don't want to trash the brand over things that have happened over the years, because as a whole, they've done a lot of good. But
They made fitness fun for a lot.
right.
Because it wasn't just going to like Gold's or Planet Fitness and just fucking off.
Right.
You know, I mean, for the most part, there are some decent, now former CrossFit gyms. I mean, you know, there are bad ones too, but I mean, for the most part, you're going to have more good than bad.
Yeah, there's way more good than bad. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the bad ones stick out.
Yeah. So
Really bad.
it sucks what has happened over like the past 2 weeks. And I feel bad for, you know, the good CrossFit gyms and the good CrossFit coaches that now have to go through
Crazy athletes and people who make their money on a brand that's now basically trashed.
Yeah. So I think that really, no matter what Glassman and Castro do, like they're fucked. I think that personally, I would not follow Dave Castro in whatever they do because it's just going to be more of the same. And Glassman still owns it, so he's still going to be an influence.
Yeah, something big would have to happen.
So if Glassman sold the company to Castro or something happened like that, like maybe I could see that working, but I don't see it working with Castro in charge. It's just more of the same. Now, like I said, while Lindsay was in getting food, you know, Kalipa and Froning put something together. There you go. Now you've got something new and you want to kill them, just make the affiliation fee a third of what it was, and that's it. It's over with. People.
That's part of what CrossFit is, so it's not even necessarily the brand anymore so much as it is the athletes.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, it's just that.
most people probably didn't even know who the hell Greg Glassman was until recently. But I mean, how many people know who like Annie Thor's daughter is?
Right.
And,
Yeah, everybody knows who those
you know,
people are.
Rich Froning and
Yeah.
what the hell's his name?
Matt Frazier.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
You guys know them, not so much Glassman. You only know Castro. 'Cause
Right.
he presents the workout.
So
but-
why don't you put those people in charge of something new and they put together the new thing?
There you go. Easy.
That's my thought.
And I mean, they're not dumb people either. They have
No, they know what they're doing.
business sense. so
Yep. Yeah.
There's
So
a way around it. They just got to be willing and able.
yeah, we'll see what happens over the next couple of months. But you know, it's a shame that something like this went to shit because of one idiot. But
Hey,
that's what happens, and that's the times that we live in now. So
yeah.
that's that. God, as the past few weeks, I've not had a really good message for people. But my message for this week is just to continue, be dedicated. I see a lot of people that, you know, they're missing out. They're missing out on working out. You know, they're not back on schedule yet with the gym and working out. And I've said this over the past 3 months since all this bullshit started. You guys have got to stay dedicated through this bullshit because
Scheduling.
it's all about schedule. You can't let this situation fuck your life up so bad. You guys have got to stay on schedule, and it's super, super important, not only physically for your health, but your mental health as well. And I've repeated this so many times over the past 3 months. You guys have got to stay dedicated to your schedule and your program. So that
Happy
is
and healthy.
yeah, happy and healthy, and that's the way you guys need to be. So that's my message for this week. That is it. We're almost back home. It's hot and sweaty.
Hot out.
Yeah,
You're
it's
wearing
hot.
black. I'm wearing
Yeah.
red, which is not much better.
And I have to mow the yard.
Yeah, 'cause it's gonna rain all week.
So
I gotta do laundry though. What would you rather do?
I'd rather mow the yard than
Okay.
do laundry all
Well.
fucking day. All right, guys, that's it.
Bye.
Peace.